we're really proud of the work that we do in the non-alcoholic drink space. And I just felt like it was a really great way to shout about it, and then to have someone like shout back at us being like, "Yeah, you're great."
High five.
Hi, I'm Robyn. I'm one of the founders of Square Root.
Hi, I'm Ed. I'm the other founder of Square Root.
And we make our own range of fizzy pop right here in the building that we're sat in right now. Everything we do is from fruit to bottle. So simple. Lemons come in, we squeeze juice, mix, fizz, then we fill, then the finished bottles come out all from one place in East London. I should say that first. One of the biggest challenges that we faced in the last year has obviously been COVID. As a business, we're super focused on the hospitality industry. So literally overnight on March 23rd, every single one of our customers had to close their doors. It was a big challenge for us.
Well, I mean, I suppose for the previous 7 years, we've been building up this network of customers that we'd kind of built our business on. And then suddenly the orders just stopped. And, we turned to online, right? Direct to consumer.
We're so happy to have already set up an online store and already have a courier fulfilling a small number of boxes. So we just immediately put all of our energy behind that. We've been ramping up production for a really busy summer. So we also had about 200,000 bottles in stock, all with a shelf life, all of which we had to figure out how to sell before they went out of date. So it was all online.
Yeah. We did the website, we made it all really consumer focused, very ready to just shop front, I guess.
It was a really strange transition because we at the time had 15 staff and we felt like everybody. So it was literally like going back to when Ed and I used to run Square Root as a market store together, doing every single job and running around and doing all the different things. So for a few months it was having a nice little micro business where we just got up every morning, looked at the orders that had come in, packed the online store boxes and shipped them out. So it's quite cute. But obviously in the background there was also all of this stress about paying rent on our production facility. So we had just moved into a brand new state-of-the-art production facility that we built ourselves, all set up to make massive amounts of bottles. And then it was just very empty with the two of us.
It was pretty weird, just us back in after kind of going from this ramping up for summer. Spring is a really busy period for us. We've got to get the stock holding right, otherwise when everyone starts to order when the sun shines, everything will just go out of stock. So it's a kind of critical time. So it was really tricky. But it was kind of good as well. We lived every part of the business again.
Yeah.
Kind of found ways to improve our systems, got ready, rethought things, kind of improved a few bits, made some changes. And we're still here. So
still kicking.
Still
ready, fizzing, I should say.
Still fizzing, ready to go. Yeah, 2021.
I don't drink alcohol myself. And so I'm super passionate about making alcohol-free drinks really interesting, really great, and really accessible to people. And so I think the more we do that and the louder we can shout about that, the more accessible it's going to become for everybody. So it was another way for me to get that message out. Answering which one of my food and drink heroes I would like to meet and why, it's a really hard one for me. I'm inspired by the people already around me. So when we first started Square Root, I was super inspired by Petra Barron from Curb, because she had taken this small food truck called Chockstar and sort of noticed that there wasn't that much street food in London, and there was lots of opportunities for street food traders to come together and and like make an atmosphere, make an environment that people wanted to come and share food together. And that, so it didn't exist. So she went out and created it. And I sort of saw the same thing. So we were both working in the craft beer industry when we started Square Root. And every day I was working in a bar, so I was kind of on the forefront, or the front lines, I should say. Every day people would bring in a new beer that they had just created, and everyone was getting so excited about it. But the soft drink choices were still Coke, Diet Coke, which is super boring. So taking the same thing that Petra did, the thing I wanted didn't exist, so I made it happen.
Yeah.
But I know Petra really well, and I met her a long time ago, so...
I was going to say, like, it's actually, we were really lucky to meet lots of really inspiring people early on. And it's that network of supportive people being like, yeah, just do that. Like, you want to make this? Yeah, sure, I'll buy those.
You were about to say Ben Macanon.
Yeah, Ben Macanon,
their ethos is like so close to ours.
They just started making bread, and they made really good bread, and they just kept on doing it. They started milling, then they bought a farm, and then milling the flour that they're growing. And it's just that whole kind of interest in where your thing comes from, processing, controlling elements of production is really interesting, because you end up with a product that's different and that tastes of something. And maybe that culture was really inspiring, that idea of really celebrating provenance and process and making it accessible, right? So, it's important.
East London, at the time that we were starting Square Root, was this like magical place where like every day someone was starting a new food and drink business. I think so we originally started when we took it from our kitchen, we took it to a railway arch, and like within a 10-minute walk, you could visit 3 different breweries. You can visit the E5 Bakehouse, they're obviously making amazing bread. You can visit Clemson's Arch, they're roasting coffee. There's just so many people like having a go at doing little bits in food and drink, and I don't think it would have necessarily occurred to me to start my own business if I hadn't been surrounded by so many people who were doing it already.
I don't think this phenomenon's gone away. I think it's become bigger everywhere. I think people have started to realise that it's possible to start a food business yourself, get the knowledge you need to do it, and just give it a go. And I suppose this is also, maybe this is the good thing about an awards like this, is that it hopefully raises awareness about the network of businesses, because this industry is one that we're building, right?
Yeah, it's always changing, always evolving, always growing.
Yeah.
And there's always someone doing something new that you've never thought of.
Yeah, it's exciting. If I could give us some advice when we started out, one would be understanding what cash flow is. I want a second one is buy a labelling machine. Don't try and start a soft drinks factory and label the bottles by hand with pillows. That's probably it. Like we were crazy. We basically we managed to borrow some money, right, which was cool. That was Robyn's idea. And we took on a lease in a railway arch, which was sort of my idea. I found the arch. And we basically got some tanks. We bought a second-hand bottle filler off a brewery. We bought a couple of pallets of glass. I cycled to the market to buy some fruit. And we made the first batches of Square Root, which you hand labeled into the night. And then I sold on a sack trolley. And that was literally our business plan. Well, there was a plan, I think. And it involved making how many bottles?
It was, I think I forecasted to sell like a third of what we actually sold in our first year. I was very conservative, but I think the thing that Ed means about cash flow is we made these first batches of drinks, and that was it. That was all the money that we had. And then we just had 4 pallets of drinks that we had to get out there and sell. Had to get money coming in, and then get the ball rolling.
I mean, I think Robyn's original business plan budgeted the yearly sales of what we made yesterday. just to kind of confirm where we're at now by comparison. It was bonkers. But then I also, by doing it that way, it worked.
Yeah, we learned a lot, like how to be thrifty, how to like work with what we had, and how to like make the most out of everything, which is really good. But it always takes more money than you think it's going to.
So I'm going to go back on that advice. Do exactly what you did, because it was great, guys. Yeah? What's next?
So I can tell you what's next with Square Root. We are imminently about to launch our drinks in cans, which is really exciting for us. I love cans. I love drinking soft drinks out of cans. I don't know why. Yeah, it's been a big ambition for us for a long time to be able to do cans. There's lots of places that you can't send a glass bottle. And cans are also, because they're lighter, they're more environmentally friendly than glass. So it's great for us and it's great for the planet. And I can't show you what the design is yet, but
Top secret.
It's amazing. I'm so proud and so happy with what they look like, and they're weird, and I love that about them.
They are a bit odd.
Yeah.
But it's all about that. You know, it's got to be good, odd.
Yeah.
To be Square Root, and I think it's a great move. We can't wait. We're not stopping bottles. The bottles are still bottles are amazing, but having cans as well is like just that extra little bit in our arsenal.
Yeah.
As we take on the soda world.
But we had to answer the question, with the bottles, you can see that they have a sediment and it tells you to swirl the sediment in, but obviously with a can, you can't see it. So how can we make it so that people have to swirl in the sediment? So that's where the inspiration comes in for the branding.
Yeah. So just watch this space.
We also collaborate with other brands, which is one of the great things about having your own manufacturing space. You can do small runs of interesting stuff. So we're actually collaborating with the Meadery, which I think is the real word, in Peckham. They're called Gosnells. And they, in lockdown, started making their own vinegar from the mead that they make, which is mead. So we're going to do a shrub collab. A shrub is a vinegar-based soft drink. So it's really punchy. It's going to be really fruity, delicious. That's coming out in 3 weeks' time.
If you like honey and vinegar and fruit, this is the drink for you.
The label's great. It's got a cartoon of a bee riding a stick of rhubarb, holding up a sign. It's cute.
Pretty cute. I have to compliment you on the best trophy I think I've ever received. The best, that olive wood situation that arrived was pretty cool.
That's really nice.
We should nominate them for the best trophy.
That would be a great one.
There's not many people that have delivered.
What would the trophy for that be?
Not that we just casually win loads of things, by the way, just because I don't. I don't like that blasé. I'm just please come and see my trophy show. That'd be pretty gauche. It was really amazing. When that arrived and we opened it, I was like, wow, this is so cool. We just put it in the office so everyone can look at it and be happy.